Many words in our English language have different definitions. Confrontation is one of those words. If you look at the definition of confrontation, there's several things that you can take away from it. One is that it's a face-to-face meeting. The other is that it is a face-to-face meeting that could be argumentative and or considered conflict, which is kind of a negative connotation, right? So what does confrontation mean to you? Let's get into that today. I am Dr. Jerry Johnson, the creator of Common Sense Co-Parenting. You will see it on this side of my screen. I am here to empower parents to navigate the complexities of co-parenting, ensuring a nurturing environment that centers on the well-being of the child above all else. So today we're going to get into the topic of confrontation. We have covered one of the characteristics of effective co-parenting, which was communication, and it is the foundation for everything. So my previous 2 episodes were about communication, some strategies, and then some actions that you can have for dealing with communication issues that you may have in your co-parenting relationship. I also previously talked about my 5 characteristics of effective co-parenting and how co-parenting can look. There are different forms that co-parenting can take. It is not just one parent and the other parent, male or female. It can also be male or female to grandparents, male or female to people that they are living with, male or female to remarried, people that they have gotten married to after divorce or after a broken relationship. So co-parenting can take many forms, but it essentially is anyone who spends a significant amount of time with you that is raising your child, okay? You are then co-parenting with that person. So today, in this episode, once again, we're going to talk about confrontation. And the theme, because I give a theme for all of the characteristics, is going to be match that energy, or do you want to keep and own your own energy? So let's think about it. When we're dealing with bitter baby mamas, let's say we have a wicked ex-wife. Let's say we have a demon baby daddy, or we might have a hellion of an ex-husband, okay? You're going to have confrontation at some point in time, no matter how perfect or boring you think the relationship is, you're going to have confrontation, and you're going to have these face-to-face or, voice-to-voice or what have you meetings. I would suggest that it not be text or email, because then you don't have context to the conversation and anything can get misconstrued. However, if that's something that you need to do in your situation, that's fine too, but it rarely turns out very positive. So confrontation for the good, a healthy confrontation, is what we're going to focus on today. So today in this episode, I'm going to give you some strategies, which means that you're going to be planning for these types of things to happen. Even though we don't want them to happen. We don't want to have to confront certain things. It's going to happen at some point in time. That either you or the other co-parent or whoever you're parenting with is going to have to bring something to the table. All right, there's going to be conflict at some point in time throughout your child's life, whether they're with you from 0 to 18 or whether they're with you from 0 to 40. Okay, so let's begin with some strategies. I have 5 strategies today to help you plan for confrontation. We will talk about actions for these strategies in the next episode. So the first one is that, kind of like what my shirt says, I'm not for everyone. Healthy confrontation is not for everybody. Okay? Everybody is not going to be able to do this. Everybody does not want to do this. It is very difficult to do confrontation in a healthy way if you are not in a healthy mindset yourself. So healthy confrontation, honestly, we can't say it's for everybody, but it should be. Not everybody is going to be able to do this in a healthy manner. Why? Because not everybody has seen confrontation done in a healthy manner while growing up. They haven't seen confrontation implemented or in action in a healthy manner, even in a workplace. A lot of times people don't know. These are skills that you have to hone and want to have when you want to have healthy confrontation with someone. That means to get to an outcome that works for you and me. And in this case, it should be all about what works for your child. All right. So the first strategy is to plan for and get your mind together for the fact that healthy confrontation is not for everybody. It has not been for everyone, but it does not mean that you can't learn to have healthy confrontation within your co-parenting relationship. Number 2, let's keep it current. Okay, you know how people say, keep it cute? I want you to keep it current. Whenever you are confronting or talking about a difficult topic, have a difficult situation, let's not go back to what happened last month. Let's not go back to what happened last year. Let's not go back to what somebody did, 10 years ago when y'all were dating before y'all even had the kid. Okay? Keep it current. Keep the conversation on the topic that you are supposed to be talking about. If someone tries to veer off the topic, we'll talk about some strategies for how to bring it back. Circle back. Let's circle back to what the original conversation was about. And if you keep it current, you keep it current with the topic being about your child. It's not about what you think or feel about a situation. It is about what you see and observe, the facts of the situation, not your feelings. We talked about this in previous episodes. Facts over feelings. Okay? Keep it current in your confrontation conversation that you are having. That's how we keep it in a healthy space. We don't bring up oldish. Don't bring up old stuff. It does not matter at that point in time. You keep the conversation on what happened, how can we fix it or solve it in the best interest of how we need to move forward with our relationship for our child. That's it. All right, so number 1 was this is not for everybody. But it's not that you can't learn how to do and how to create healthy confrontation. Number 2, keep it current. All right. Now, number 3 is that you may have to employ and plan for help from others. And when I say help from others, I mean people who are unbiased in the situation and their sole purpose is to have the child in a healthy environment with 2 healthy parents. So they are going to help you get through this confrontation situation in as healthy a manner as possible. They will. And you do have people in your life who are like this. Everybody typically has at least one person that is about this child, so much so that they would, you call them, they'll take care of your child at any time, take them out, whatever, try to cheer them up when things happen. I mean, you have that one most of the time, ride or die. And if you don't have that, you can always employ help from others that are outside of the situation. For example, if you have a therapist, you can employ help from them during this confrontation type period that you need to take care of. Ask them for ways that they can do this. Remember, we talked about one action that you may take in confrontation is choosing a place to actually have the conversation outside of the home or out away from the child or the children. And we can talk about that a little bit more in episode 2, in the next episode. So employing help from others, like even if they're just there as a witness and a quiet witness, they are not in the conversation. Maybe they are across the Starbucks cafe. Maybe they are sitting right next to the next table behind, or what have you. They are not engaged in the conversation. They're just there to witness and listen. That's it. So you may need to plan for help from others when you are having a confrontational conversation. All right, the next strategy could be, and may need to be, that there needs to be some necessary roughness. And when I say necessary roughness, I don't know what your relationship is like with your co-parent. I don't know that you all cuss at each other or, talk about each other or joke with each other or what are sarcastic with each other. But whatever the amount of friction you may need to cause, this just may need to be caused. Because they need to know that you're serious in this situation. Now, I'm not saying go full blown, trip out, flip out, all this type of stuff on somebody, because that is not healthy. That's not healthy. But what I mean is that in certain situations, people need to know that you're serious. That means your countenance is going to be serious. Your whole look, your whole vibe. You go walk in serious. You go walk in, or maybe if you all are jokesters and you need to keep it light, keep it light. But they still need to know that this is a serious conversation and I'm taking the outcome of this conversation seriously. So some people use the kitchen table for serious conversations. Some people use we're gonna go out to dinner and surround ourselves in a nice environment, but we're gonna have this serious conversation because we're gonna keep it light, while we're out or what have you. But set yourself up for possible necessary roughness. It's okay. But it is not talking in a toxic or, behaving in a toxic manner. It is not, behaving and talking in an unhealthy way. It is all about, once again, coming to a solution or a resolution. Even if we agree to disagree, you know what? The topic was still brought out. Everything was still put on the table. It can still be a resolution in the best interest of your child. Sometimes when you make people aware of things that are a problem, they really did not know in certain situations that was a problem until you bring it to them. So some people, you may be surprised, may be very appreciative that you brought it to them in such a way that it wasn't ignorant, it wasn't loud, it wasn't, boisterous, it wasn't aggressive and all this stuff. We don't have to be that when we are confronting something. We can easily sit back, compose ourselves, have a conversation, put everything on the table, and try to say, how do we move forward after this? And we'll talk about some strategies for that in the next episode. Okay. Now, let me recap. Number one, this is not for everybody. Not everybody wants to choose to have healthy conversation. A lot of people are confrontation avoidant or conflict avoidant. So this is not for everybody, but if you are dealing with someone like that and you don't mind conversation and they do, then this may be some strategies for you, because you got to get stuff done for your child. All right, we're doing confrontation in a healthy way. Number two, keep it current. All conversation is on the current situation, not anything that happened in the past, not anything that you think is going to happen in the future. None of that. We're keeping it current. All right. Number three, you may need to enlist help from others, even if it's just someone as a witness to come and sit somewhere else in the spot, you know, or sit there while you're talking to them on FaceTime, out of the way. No conversation, no comments, no nothing. We'll need nothing from the peanut gallery, okay? That they are there for support, and that's it. And you let them know that that's what they're there for. Their purpose is to sit and be quiet. That's it. All right? Even if you have a therapist or a sponsor for anything, you know, any type of support that you have, colleague, what have you. And number four, there may need to be some necessary roughness. That means we're going to keep it classy, but you're going to know I'm about that business. Now, the last one is you need to plan for this whole confrontation to be about your child. I've been saying this throughout, so we finally got to the last one. About your child and not about what you want. Now, if what you want lines up with what your child needs, perfectly fine. Makes sense. Makes sense for everybody. That's a win-win. Win-win. But if what you want to come out of this conversation has nothing to do with the healthy, productive, with creating a health and cultivating a healthy, productive, happy child, you need to leave that alone. Do not confront anybody about something that is supposed to be about your child when it's really about you. This is why we need to plan for these types of things, because you really need to ask yourself, am I tripping? Should I even be concerned about this? But let's talk about some of those questions in the next episode. So hopefully today, I helped you quickly with some, quick strategies for how you can move into healthy confrontation with your co-parent. It's not easy. Nobody's saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's easy. I've been there, done that. I'm still in it. Nobody is saying it's easy. What I am saying is that as you build these muscles, just like when you're working out, just like when you're learning anything new, just like when you're in a new job, you got to build the muscles for them new people you got to deal with, So when you build these muscles up and you make them strong in healthy confrontation, you are modeling for your child what that looks like. You'll be able to speak to them and show them what that looks like, what it sounds like, what it feels like when you come out with a resolution and or a solution to a problem that is advantageous or helps them in the long run, and it's not about you. Okay? All right, that is what I have for you guys today. I hope you continue to show up. I hope you continue to send me some comments. Please check out my new merchandise, my t-shirts and everything that will be in the comments, and there'll be a link in the comments. Please click subscribe and like on this episode if it was to help you at all. And as always, please leave me comments or questions if you have any comments or questions about the content that I am posting for co-parenting. I appreciate it. And as I always say, you guys, go out there and co-parent with a purpose. I'll see you later. Bye.